What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah? Keep listening.
Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. So let's get her on. Get her on camera 3. Is it on camera 3? Oh, it's not up in there. We didn't load it in. Okay. It's all good. It's all good. Hit the oopsie. Hit the oopsie ups. Perfect. Hey, welcome to the Thursday edition of your show. All the love out to our main man, LB, who you may have heard on the phone there, as he is our head engineer, also co-host in the viewing room, one of our favorite shows. This is your show. I am your host, Gary. We're the #1 ranked podcast on YouTube in the category of the only podcast ran by Jimmy and Billy from Double Dragon. So literally, we are the Double Dragon slot, which makes us #1 when it comes to anybody who uses video game characters to produce their shows. Double Dragon, a.k.a. Jimmy, is in the booth today. How you doing, buddy? He's looking good, looking sharp. Love that, dude. Look at that. See, we got another little phenom zone going on there. This is our first ever non-safety net show without anyone else helping us, which is very cool. We had Jimmy and I, and that's it, hanging out in here, getting everything ready. And like I said, no one else has Double Dragons running shows, and that's what makes this one very, very special. I hope you're having a fantastic almost start to your weekend. Thursdays around here, we have a lot of traditions, and we're going to get right into one of those right now. Jimmy, let's go ahead and run that free tape, brother. Another Thursday means another edition of awesomeness with CTV's Matt Young in the house. Give me some, brother. How we doing today?
We're doing good. We're live at the Gary Nichols studio. We got to come up with like a name for your studio.
Well,
that would be cool.
We call it the Damn Studios, but when we get really into it,
I like that.
So you get it.
Go.
The Dufferin Avenue Media Network studios inside the Sotner Concrete Services Clubhouse. It's one of those naming rights things that we got.
Well, that's good.
So,
okay, perfect.
Works good.
Awesome stuff. It sounds good. And hey, you got a great thing going here, and you got a lot of great guests, and it's good to be back.
Look at what we got.
We always bring something new.
This is so cool.
There's always something new. This is really cool. Okay, so
yeah, get people caught up. Tell them what we're doing.
So last few weeks we've been doing how to maintain your old video game systems, how to refurbish them or clean them up so that we can keep the gaming going.
That's
right?
it.
We don't want to stop.
Especially guys our age, we tend to gravitate more to our old games that we grew up with.
That's exactly, because that's what we played, right? A was pass, B was shoot, and that was all to worry about.
All we need.
Online stuff. So,
oh yeah.
So, but one of the most common problems, as you know, is if you have something like this, like a Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yes.
Right. Well, the trouble that you sometimes have is every time you want to use a game, you gotta blow on it.
Yes.
Right.
Oh.
Which becomes really, really annoying. But what if we found a way where you could tinker a bit with your system with some pretty primitive tools, and you could actually, if you put some time into it, make sure that you rarely at all had to ever blow on your games. You could just use them whenever you wanted to.
If this was one of those like late night telemarketing shopping network stuff, I'd say, well, that just doesn't exist. There's no way.
Well, we have found a way. And we're going to show you live
Oh, boy.
on the Gary Nichols Show right now. Let's get it on. Okay.
Okay.
So you brought out a bunch of games
Yes.
from, by the way, hold up that case. That is
Yes,
really cool. This is an actual.
We got these
that's-
at Christmas time, and look at
That's
those. Look at
awesome.
those right there.
So you grabbed a bunch of games out of there, and I got a bunch of
Yes.
old games that have barely been used, or they haven't been used very much. And what I'm going to do is I have a little monitor here, right? And we're going to take this game and we're going to put it inside the Nintendo system, just like that. And we'll close the door and we'll turn it on, and boom.
Easy as pie.
Right. Starts
Very
the
hard
first
game, by
time.
the way. I've only met one guy ever. My buddy Amory is the only guy I've ever met who can play this game.
Well,
Street Fighter 2010.
I'm going to have to play it.
It's very hard and confusing.
So again, so it starts first try. Okay, so let's try this. Let's try Super Mario Brothers 3. Right, we'll put that game in there, and boom, starts first try.
So easy.
Okay, don't have to blow on it. So you got to wonder, okay, well, how do we do that, right? We didn't have to blow on the game, and you can sit there and do this, but it gets kind of annoying. And we'll show you how to clean your games one day.
Yeah.
But how do we do it on the system? Well, today we're going to show you how to take your system and clean it out and make it so that the games work first try. It does take some time to do this. It's a little more tedious, but I can guarantee you it will absolutely be worth it. Okay, so we have your system right here. I'm going to turn it off, and one thing we want to do is we want to unplug it right here.
Very smart.
And
Do you want
we
me to
have
go
your
to
system.
top-down mode for you?
Yeah, let's go to
let's do it.
top-down mode right here. Now, there you go. Okay, so what we're going to do is Gary's going to switch a camera here so you guys can see a nice top-down. There you go. Beautiful shot right there. We have a nice gray system, and by the way, we're still going to show you how to make these gray again when they turn yellow.
then they
That
get yellow.
episode's coming up.
Boy, do they ever.
So when we look at a Nintendo system, okay, on the bottom of your Nintendo system, you're going to have 5 screw holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you use a basic screwdriver instead of the plus-shaped screwdriver, and you undo those screws, and what happens is your top comes off.
Whoa,
just
here we
like
go.
that. Okay, and we actually have the game still inside, and we can take the game out if we want. We just take it out of there, and there we go.
See, now the only time I ever saw the inside of one of these things was after my brother dropped an elbow onto it and cracked it open. Then we just took the top right off. So it actually operated like that, our old Nintendo for
Oh, and it
years.
works. Yeah, yes,
Just like
I've
that.
actually seen that before.
It's
If it
crazy. They're
cracks or
strong.
something
Yeah.
falls- I'm telling you, they don't build them like they used to.
No,
You
that
drop a-
top part was like concave. It was crazy.
You drop a PlayStation now, it's probably
Yeah,
not going to
you're
work.
done. These things are tanks.
So now once we have that off, there's this little metal bracket here that kind of covers up a lot of the electronics. Obviously, your system's not plugged in, so you're not going to have any electricity flowing to it. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws in this. I've undone most of them, but I'm going to take 2 out of it right now, and we're going to take this little... It's a heat sink bracket. We're going to take this little heat sink bracket off.
what the
of
heck's
here.
a heat sink?
You know...
Good question.
Yeah, like I didn't build it. It's I think it's meant to sort of make sure that if it gets too hot,
it'll
it doesn't
cool-
cause any
yeah.
problems. So this we're gonna take this off. Okay,
there
it's
it
just a little
goes.
metal bracket, right? And we're gonna set that down over here. And now you've got your system. And I can, if I show it up, okay, what it does is this is what comes down, right? And you have a little bracket here. Okay, and your game, if you were to put in a game, it would go in here just like this. And then the contacts on the end of the game actually go into some pins that are underneath here, okay? Right? And then your game goes down and it connects. So what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna pull this out. We're also gonna take this off as well. Okay, so we're gonna take this off and we're gonna undo this. Now, I'm just gotta get these screws out of here. And this has about 6 screws as well. And again, I've undone most of them. But I want to show everybody that it's pretty simple to do. You take all 6 screws off. There's one here, one here, one here, and then one here, one here, and one here. And then this thing can kind of just slide right. Oh, I forgot one. Yeah,
There's
there you
always
go.
one
There's
hiding.
always one
Yeah.
hiding from somewhere right here. Okay, there we go. I got to take that screw out if I can get that there. And there we go. Okay. And once you get those screws out, you can take this part and it actually comes, you just finagle it off there. Okay, and this, and I can
Now
show
we're
that. I'll put it up a little closer to the screen. So this is what this does, and it just kind of,
up and down, locks in, and there you
that
go.
locks in the game. Okay, and what your game is connecting to, and I'm going to put this over here, is, and I hope that we can
Look at that board.
reach it. Okay, now inside, and I want to make sure right here, you can see these little gold pins. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's what actually snaps onto the contacts of your game.
That's what we're trying to blow into when we blow into the system, right?
Right. When you blow into the system, you're
Yeah.
actually blowing onto these pins, okay? And what you're doing is you're trying to clean them off.
Clean them off, exactly,
Okay.
so they connect.
Right. Now, that's one way that you can do that, and people blow into the system all the time. What I've done is I thought, well, what if we could make it so, because when you put your game in, it kind of, it sort of, you can feel it kind of, I want to say, hit the contacts
Yeah.
and stuff. What I wanted to do is I wanted to make it so that the contacts actually bite down harder onto the actual game's contacts.
So you're like sharpening them
Yeah,
almost?
almost like that. What you're actually doing is you're actually, over time, these pins are actually little springs, okay? And they get weak. So what you want to do, and this might be difficult to actually demonstrate on camera, but I am going to try here because I want to make sure part of it.
Oh, there you go. That's a great look right there.
Okay. What we can do is you take, and I just have like a very fine pair of scissors, but you can use, I want to say like a safety pin or something like that. You want to get in there, and I don't know if it'll show it very well, but you want to bend these up.
So just get them back more active, pushing and touching more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that when they're bent up, they're actually clamping down on the contacts that are inside the game right here.
Like grabbing it, like you said.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Now, this is a bit of a tedious process because there are about, I want to say 60 pins here.
Oh, my
so you
goodness.
go through each one, and each one takes about 2 or 3 seconds. But once you've gone through them all, okay, you'll notice that when you put your game in, it's really tight.
You'll
like you
feel it.
almost have to push it in hard
Yeah.
because the contacts now will actually clamp down onto the game. And so that way you can blow on it, but you shouldn't have to nearly as often because the contacts are now grabbing onto the game better. And so it makes better contact.
You're literally pulling
That's
them
right.
out and towards the game more so they
That's
connect
right.
more.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's right.
okay.
Because what happens
Makes
is
sense.
you put your game in. You put your game in like this. You have your row of I want to say gold or copper contacts, and then it slides into the pins on the Nintendo that make contact with that. We're actually taking those pins and we're springing them up so they clamp down harder.
All right.
So, and that's all you do is you'll go around and what you'll do is you'll take, I use a pair of scissors, and you just kind of get in between them and you just try to lift them up. And it's a bit tough to see on camera because it's so small, but you'll be able to notice it. You just kind of take it and just pull upward. And those contacts, you're pulling them this way, right?
Yeah.
So that when the game goes in, they
It's
clamp
gonna
on
catch
it.
it. Yeah.
That's right. That's
All
right.
right.
So you'll notice that once you're done this, and it, oh, by the way, another thing you can do is you also want to clean a little bit too.
Isopropyl is your best friend.
That's right. That's right. So you take isopropyl, a little toothbrush. You want to clean that a little bit there. Okay. And then once you get all that clean, it's also good, check the wires, see if you have any loose connections or anything like that. You want to get things like little bits of, again, grease or
Some
anything that
dust
gets
and
in
all
there,
that
right?
stuff, yeah.
You have that little, I want to say that little fan grill that runs all, stuff can get in there, right? And sometimes it's just a matter of just blowing right on the system, right?
Get that stuff out of there.
And you want to get that stuff out of there. So you want to take it and wipe it. And again, like we've done with the controllers, a nice little cloth, some isopropyl, and get a toothbrush and really get in there. And also get a toothbrush and get in there and actually physically clean these pins, right?
Okay.
And physically clean them, right?
Yeah.
So that you're not having to blow on them at all. right? And so you physically clean the pins, and then that way your system is going to be in much better shape, right? So once you've done that, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take it and we're going to put it all back together. And you're going to find, and I'm actually going to let you test it here.
Oh boy, okay.
Because I want you to, I want you to actually see this. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to put in a controller, and 90% of the time, because nothing's perfect, 90% of the time, you will notice that your games, when you put them into your NES, right, they will start on the very first try.
Yeah.
No problem. You will have no issues.
We can vouch for that too, because we did a little test run with all of these old games. You can see the dust still on this box.
And there were like 1 or 2 of them that I think didn't work, but all we had to do was blow on them once.
Yeah.
Right? And that box is,
it's this old.
There you go.
Man,
it's better for a while.
It's very old.
Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put in just a couple of these screws in here. Obviously, when you do it at home, you're going to want to put in all 6.
Yes.
Because over time things can move around, but for demonstration purposes we're going to do that. And what we're going to do is I'll put the heat sink back on, or the metal bracket here back on there. There we go. That goes just like that.
And it just when it's in the right spot.
Yeah. There's only one way the screw holes go. I know everybody sort of thinks it looks daunting, but what I found is that as opposed to some of the later systems, these are set up pretty nicely. There's only one way those screws are actually ever going to go in there.
Perfect.
Right. So once you get it in, it's in. You won't have to worry about it. Okay, I got a couple more screws that I got to put in here, just like that. I'll put one more. Let's see. There's another one that goes in there. And what you'll find is you actually will find that you kind of learn a little bit about how Nintendo put these things together. And the NES is the most simplest one.
Yeah.
N64 and those are a little more complicated, but even those are pretty good. And by the way, we'll show you how to improve your system there too. Ooh. Now, what we'll do next is we take our cover, right, and we'll put it on, right. And for demonstration purposes, we're just gonna put this on here just like this. Okay.
You want me to flip back?
Now, yeah. Flip it back. And I'm going to plug in the back of our NES here now.
There we go.
Okay. Now, I just want to, before we move, I just want to be careful. Okay. Obviously, there's capacitors in here and things like that. You want to be careful.
Sound like Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Those flux capacitors.
Flux capacitor. You want to be careful about that. So I say to people, look, if you're really not comfortable, have someone around you, right?
Yeah. Be safe.
Be safe, right? Yep. We don't want anybody getting injured. And if you aren't comfortable, don't try this. But I'm saying if you're somebody who knows a little bit about gaming, and you're careful, a lot of people can do this, and a lot of people do. So what we'll do is I'd like you to take a game.
Thank you,
there
sir.
You go. And open it up. And when you put it in, you're going to notice it's going to be tight.
Wait for it. Oh, yeah.
It's
you
tight.
Can feel it.
Right?
Yeah.
It's tight. It's hard to get in there.
It clicks right in.
There you go. And then now is my monitor still turned on? Oh, it looks like
we lost monitor.
I think we lost our monitor. Hold on. I got the power.
There we go.
Just wait.
This is our big crowning moment.
I have to get I think I got to get my remote here. Turn on the power. There we go.
There it is. Come on, Mario. Okay. Get on out.
And I got to make sure that my video's plugged in.
There we go.
It takes a minute. There we go. All right. It worked first time. First try. So these are nice little tips and tricks. And by the way, a lot of games, they will work first try. You might have to blow on a couple of them.
Yeah, these Tengen ones, these guys can be really tough.
But they can be, I don't know. We'll see. Let's try this.
Super Sprint.
Let's see.
See?
Oh, that one.
That one never goes.
But you push reset.
Oh, it's getting better.
So for most of the time,
I've spent lots of my life trying to get that game to work. I bought that in Florida, by the way.
You bought that game in Florida?
Yeah, it was like $6. There it is.
Wow, there it is.
First try.
Okay,
first try.
There we go. Right.
Super Sprint.
So this is a great way to avoid having to blow on your games, but it's also good because it'll make your Nintendo last a lot longer. Exactly. And doing the cleaning is important. You want to do that, right?
Maintenance. That's what this whole series has been about.
That's right, exactly. Yes. Because we want the gaming to go on forever, boys. We want everybody to be gaming forever. So Absolutely. So how do we just have a couple of normal screwdrivers? This is just I can't remember the technical name name for it. Is that Phillips?
Phillips right
it's
there.
the plus side.
That's a plus
screwdriver.
side.
I always
Hell
call it
yeah.
the plus sign one.
It
'cause I
works
can't-
too. Yeah.
See, I'm not really like the most techie of guys, but you learn stuff.
Son of a plumber, just like Dusty
There
Rhodes.
you
So
go.
I know all
okay.
those. The Phillips
so you
and
need
the Robertson.
a Phillips
Yeah.
screwdriver. That's all you
flathead.
need, right? And that does all the screws, the inside ones and the outside
They
ones.
kept it simple.
They kept it simple,
Yes.
and then you like with Super Nintendo and some of the other ones later, they have like security screws, which can be a little
Yeah.
bit tough. We'll show you how to do those. But yeah, so that's tips and tricks, and you'll be gaming forever, and you'll have a gaming system that'll last a long time, and you won't have to blow on your cartridge 5 or 10 times and finally hope, well, is it gonna go? Is it not gonna go? Once it's going, and it won't stop either because
That's right.
those contacts are
They're
clamped
healthy.
right down. There
Dude,
you go.
this is why we bring you in. CTV's Matt Young making Thursdays so much more fun, brother. Thank you so much, as
This is
always.
great.
I love it.
Yeah.
And looking very forward to next week's adventure.
Yeah, we got more stuff coming. Next week we're gonna do regular Nintendo controllers, and then after that we're gonna start looking at how can you make your system gray again when it turns yellow.
Yeah.
And we also want to look at some games too, because you want to take care of your games.
Absolutely.
If your system works really well, but your games don't work, it's
It's not a good mix.
so yeah. So we're gonna look at how to make sure. You know, sometimes when you get games and they got those stickers on them, like this.
yes.
Okay. And you want to peel those off. There's actually a way.
Remember AJ's video games team?
Yeah. Oh, AJ Video, or like, what were some of the old video stores? I remember,
Oh,
I
man.
as a young kid, I grew up in that place down south called
Yes.
Regina.
Well, yep, you
they
did.
they had a place called Video City.
Ooh, that's good.
They had Video City. Do you remember Video City?
We didn't have Video City here. We had Family Video. We had
Family Video, I remember
AJ.
Family
We
Video.
had Video Nights in Avalon, where I always used to go to.
Oh,
We had
right on.
Acme Video. We had.
I remember Acme Video.
Yep.
They had Acme Video. Yeah.
What was there was a VHS video, I think, or something like that as well. There was a bunch of them.
Wow.
I went to them all.
Man, I love going to rent games
was
at
the
the
best,
big
dude.
Power
It's
Zone
the
and stuff
best
like that.
way to start a weekend.
There you go. Well,
Absolutely.
hey, this is a great way to start a weekend too. So remember that a great way to keep your video game systems going, keep them clean, and over the next few weeks, again, we're gonna get into more of them, and we'll just keep her going. We'll make that gaming room better.
That's what we're all about. Again, dude, thank you so much for giving us some
Thank you,
time.
man.
CTV's
I
Matt
love
Young
it.
in
It's
the
always
house.
good to be here.
We are making gaming easy and fun again.
Exactly right.
The great CTV's Matt Young in the house. He joins us every Thursday, and we're right in the middle of this very cool series where we're helping you keep all your old video game things alive, from controllers to systems to games. Always a lot of fun. He'll be back next Thursday to kick off the show yet again. Now, we got a girl that dressed up for today, and we are going to check out how she's doing over on the Maggie cam. Look at her. Yeah, girl. Ah, she's so pretty. She's got her straight out of the dog park shirt on, and she has a toy here as well that she picked out. It's just out of frame. Can we get it? Can you get it there? Yeah, girl. Look at that. That's her peacock. So we shot another Adventures with Maggie video earlier today, and that is the toy that she chose when she was on her little shopping spree. As we were over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, we were hanging out with Mike. Leroy wasn't there because he had a little accident on the floor today. Mike said Leroy had a little poopy, and then he said, Leroy, you're staying at home today. So Maggie didn't get to see her boyfriend, but still, Mike and his beautiful partner, Rochelle, and Leroy, always there except for today when he has an accident, to make your day so much better. All the treats, all the toys, all the outfits. Look at this. Everything Maggie Sports is always from Pet Planet on 8th Street, and we're always so grateful. And if you head there after hours, Kirsten, Shara, or Chris will help you, as well as over the weekends, so be sure to go by and have your life become better. Maggie, do not eat the stuffing. She's going to be, what's it called? When you're not choking, not hacking. She's going to be hacking up fluff here for the next little bit because she destroyed this poor little peacock, but she loves it so much. So again, be on the lookout for another episode of Adventures with Maggie as she went on a little shopping spree today over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. And again, to Mike, thank you for all that you do, brother. It's always such a great time, and he treats us so, so well. And he will do the same for you. What a cute looking dog. All right, Double D, let's throw it back up here and introduce our next guest. You know her from the Past Our Bedtime podcast. You know her as the savior for anybody who ever suffered mental anguish due to social media. And you know her as a member of this family right here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Brooksie!
Wah, wah, wah.
Sporting her her show and shine shirt that she wore this year, the Malibu Brooksie. How you doing, buddy?
Good. You're hyping up the shirt a lot.
It's a sick shirt.
I like it.
You know?
I saw it in the men's section at
Wait for it. A thrift shop of some sort.
Marshall's.
There.
No,
They're not really. Are they thrifty over at Marshall's?
No.
Not really, hey?
No. I was
No.
looking for home decor. And walked out with a shirt.
Well,
so.
yeah, good choice. And that's the one you chose to wear in the plus 4,000 heat downtown while you're walking around with all the cars.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can't even see the sweat stains. Good job.
Yeah. Because I had a car on it, and it's the only shirt I have that has a car on it.
Definitely
so.
fit the theme.
I thought it did.
It
but
did.
It
Oh,
did
be
not fit
proud.
the sun. So.
No, the sun not as happy. So earlier today, you and I headed in to Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, and we did another Adventures with Maggie video, which we touched on. But how fun is it to just walk in there and to be welcomed and greeted and just feel like family the second you walk in, right?
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
I just love it. And I also love seeing Maggie. She just knows now the counters where she gets treats. And so she'll just run up there and just sit and
Wait
stare.
for a treat and then she'll get paid. You said she only stole one cookie today, I think?
Yeah, we're walking.
When she roams, she can be
well,
very
you
sneaky.
let go of her leash, so she's roaming
Yeah.
around, and I turn the corner, and she's like just chowing on treats.
Yeah, well, just one.
So.
We usually catch her in time. And then Mike's like, oh, she can have as many as she wants. Like, no,
Like-
Mike, she has to learn. She can't just help herself to all the delicious treats you got out
I
here.
wonder if that's a marketing thing, putting all of the stuff at dog level.
Well, of course it is. That's how you pick them out.
Because I never.
It's very smart.
Yeah, they're definitely not people level. They're real down there.
I
so.
have tried some dog treats, and I will tell you, they're very good. Like the ones that
Mm.
people can eat, like the whole food ones or whatever.
Oh,
Very nice.
okay. Well, if you can try dog treats, you can try weird candies today. That's-
Oh, you mean something like our Bob Ross flavor palette?
Yeah, I think you should try that. Gary has had these candies in studio
Do you remember?
for literally since way before this was even built.
Do you remember the payday that I had here? The chocolate bar that I was waiting for our first big payday as a family with the studio, and then all of a sudden we went to look for it because we had a really good day. And then Brando had eaten it like 3 days before. And he's like, yeah, I ate it. It was effing gross, bro.
Brando's
"No, not the
always
payday."
eating everything.
Uncle Brando
Oh.
nailed it. But so we got this new video coming out, and they're always so much fun. It's just Maggie shopping, literally.
Mhm.
And she's getting better at hitting her marks. Like at times, if she's not distracted by all the treats and toys and people, she can
Yes.
focus a little bit.
Yes, the last video we did, she was very good at looking at things,
Mhm.
and she queued it up. I don't even know. This time she did really good, except for it took a lot of takes, but I did get some really good footage. So we're excited
did.
to post that video.
I'm just looking at her right now, and she's just, you can tell she's full of stuffing.
Yeah.
Like she's
yeah,
like me after
full.
Thanksgiving dinner, like just full. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be popping out like fuzzy all over the place. So thank you again to our friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, always helping out there. Now, Double Dragon, we do have another pre-tape. How are we looking on that one? Okay, we'll give it a little more time. As we're gonna get this chair fixed.
Yeah, it's so
I move
squeaky.
around too much, so I'm always making all the sounds.
Maybe you need to switch chairs. This one's not that bad.
Elmwood Fall Feast. You want to switch right now?
You want it?
Like musical chairs.
Let's do it. Real quick. Real quick.
I'll go front, you go back.
What? Oh.
There you go. Don't go under. You're going to get snipped. Oh, sorry, Marge. Oh, we're losing Marge.
Okay,
now
now
I'm really low. Look at that.
Now I'm really tall.
Go back. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, see, that thing doesn't like to make
Okay,
sounds. Oh, this
now
is
I'm-
nice.
I told you.
Yeah.
I
I
move
always
a
like
lot
the
too,
guests to
but-
be comfortable. I feel like the hosts, you're always here, so it's like, you can be a
Yeah,
little
but
on
the
edge.
guests are usually more nervous, so they're not
Twitchy. Yeah, I'm
like
just
you.
twitchy all the time.
Anyway, can we try this now?
Hold on. Elmwood Fall Feast.
Oh
We're
yeah.
going to set this up.
I'm I'm just waiting.
I know. When we get back, we'll do it. Don't you
We're
worry.
doing it before the end of the show.
Yes, we're
So
gonna
stay
try some
tuned.
Good candy. We also got some candy in the mailbox too. We'll see what we can find. And break the fast early, which is always fun. 'cause
With candy too. Ooh.
Oh, the body gets so mad. I ate 2/3 of an ice cream log cake from Dairy Queen last night.
Oh, why?
Almost ate the whole thing because I was craving ice cream,
Oh.
and it was so good. And I put it. This is the best part. 4 different times. 4 times I closed it up, and it's a bitch to close up. It's one of those log ones, so it's just like the big circular ones, but they're way cheaper. And I got the cap on, put it in the freezer. 10 minutes later, back, pull it out, eat the other side, put it back, pull it out. I ate the top and then all the icing. So all that's left is like the chocolate part in like the middle.
Oh,
But it's gonna be
that's
good. I'm
the
gonna have
way
that
to
for
eat it.
supper tonight. It's gonna be fantastic.
for supper. So candy,
Ice cream.
chocolate.
Ice cream.
Do you sell bananas in your house?
Yeah, I got. I ordered from Wendy's.
like Like
Oh,
my
no,
restaurant?
no. From Dairy Queen. It was Dairy Queen, not
Okay,
from the Baconator, no. And I like to get the kids' meals because they're so cheap. You can get a cheeseburger, a banana, a ice cream sandwich, and a drink for only
Is
$8.
that why you had bananas in your
Yeah.
house?
I get my bananas
You
from
didn't say
Wendy's.
that
Yeah.
part.
So that's just a little bit about me.
Oh my gosh.
If you look down below us, Elmwood Fall Feast, next Thursday, 1 week from today. That is when it is going down, elmwoodyxc.ca. Ticket sales are open until this Sunday. And once we are ready, as I continue to check in on my guy. Here, Brooksie, you go. I'm going to help out Double Dragon.
Oh.
Tell us a little bit about the Bob Ross flavor palette.
Okay, so this Bob Ross flavor palette, is that what it's called? Yes, has been in the Dam studio since I can remember. It has a paintbrush dipping candy stick and 3 different flavors. And me and Gary were discussing how we were going to share one stick without it being weird. So when we actually try it, I might just use my finger. That's what she said.
There she goes, being inappropriate again. Okay, so.
You can't leave me alone on the mic.
Yeah, well, that was good. I thought that's what the people are looking for. Some nice humor before we get back into some serious business. Behind us, Elmwood Fall Feast, we have our very good friend who stopped by yesterday, and we're going to bring that one up right now. Go ahead, Double D. One of our favorite events of the year is getting set to go down. You've seen it on the screen behind us. You've seen it on the banner below us. And now you get to see yet again the Maggie I keep talking about. That's not this Maggie, but the human Maggie, our friend from Elmwood. Welcome to the show, young lady. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me today.
Hey, you know what? I just realized you were the very first guest we ever had in here.
Yeah, I was.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Were you like, oh boy, this is going to last 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I felt too. I was like, there's no way, because it just went so badly. But at the same time, it was like nowhere to go but up type of thing, hey?
No, it wasn't bad.
Well,
I just didn't know what it was.
You were great. My thing was, I had no idea what I was doing.
Oh.
And so like I can't watch those first like 2 months worth of shows because it's just, you know, when you watch yourself do something and then you know you're so much better at it now.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Oh, okay.
So I try to
fair.
stay away from it. But you were our very first guest, and we have you back here again
Yep.
for the Elmwood Fall Feast. Now let's just focus on ticket sales here. Tell us where we're at, what we're looking for, and what kind of cutoffs we're working with. Hey, there it is right there. Look at that.
Ah, look
Isn't
at
awesome?
that. Yeah, so I'm with Elmwood, and we are hosting our Fall Feast event on September 19th, so Thursday coming up. And our ticket sales close on Sunday, so now's the time to buy your tickets. And we're supporting people with intellectual disabilities.
That's what it's all about, including my Auntie Susie, who everyone says is not a handful in any way. She's the biggest angel on earth and is always
Absolutely.
looking to help everyone else.
Absolutely.
That's my funny face. So elmwoodyxc.ca is where you can go to get those tickets.
Yep.
And again, it will be Sunday with the cutoff. Now, I love all of this stuff that we get to do. And I know it's probably because I spent my entire life with Elmwood. Like, I've never known anything else. But do you maybe want to just give us a quick rundown here before we let you go today about sort of the importance of transportation when it comes to adults with disabilities and getting them out there and, you know, living a life?
Absolutely. So people with intellectual disabilities and physical disabilities have a barrier to access their community. They need special vehicles to get there. Their wheelchairs and their walkers and things like that make it really challenging. For those living with intellectual disabilities, they also need support staff to get and support them when they get there. So that's what we're trying to raise funds for, is accessible vehicles so we can get the 100 plus residents we have where they need to be when they want to be there.
There you go. Again, our friend Maggie Stevenson with Elmwood. There it is one more time. I love that so much. Ticket sales closing this Sunday, so head to elmwoodyxc.ca, get your tickets, and join us all at the big night coming up next Thursday, 1 week from today, I guess, eh? Is that right?
No, today's
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Ooh, I could probably cut
panicked
that.
there for a minute.
No, that was full. I'll just make sure I get rid of that.
It's okay.
Coming up in a week and a day is
Yep.
what it'll be, right around there. And it's always so much fun. Maggie, thank you so much. And we'll talk to you again very soon.
Thank you.
We've talked about it so many times, about how important it is to help our friends over at Elmwood and over at Cosmo and giving them another option for these excursions. And the Fall Feast is a huge, huge part of that, as you heard our friend Maggie say there. September 19th, next Thursday, 1 week from today. Get your tickets. You can be sitting right beside the nickel plumbing table, which is always a lot of fun at the Fall Feast. I will be emceeing an event with the Saskatoon Food Bank and Learning Center, as our good friend Deb reached out to us to let us know that we are needed. So we're going to go there. We're going to MC the event in the warehouse with the food bank, and then we're going to run over to the fall feast and say hello to all of our friends there. And so excited. So thank you again to Maggie for taking a couple of minutes to stop by and get everyone caught up on the importance and all of the other really cool things that go on and that we do with the fall feast. It's very cool stuff. How you doing?
I'm doing so well. I'm just waiting to try all this candy with you.
This is the Thursday edition of your show, hanging out with our very good friend Brooksie. You know her from the Past Our Bedtime podcast with Hardcora. They will be back again tomorrow for the Big Friday show, and that's usually when we catch up on all of that fun stuff. Right now, she has a hankering for some candy.
Yes.
Candy, bro.
19 whole grams of sugar.
Finally.
Yes.
So as a food expert, this is a good idea to break my fast with this, right? To go from ice cream last night to this?
Definitely not. I was
Okay.
actually talking to the kids about it yesterday. My oldest is saying how tired he is, but every morning he eats a piece of toast and then goes his whole day without eating. And I'm like, man, food is fuel. So whenever you eat breakfast, it is just you breaking a fast, whether that's in the morning or whatever, but that's what your whole body goes off of for the rest of the day.
Okay, I'm going
So-
to call baloney on that because I don't eat all day. And I'm just as tired after I eat as when I'm not eating all day.
But that's because you're not fueling your body with like
My body
fruits
is
and
full of
fruits
supplements.
and vegetables.
I take so many supplements.
Yeah, but that's fake food. Fake.
My body gets exactly what it needs. And I know that because a professional set me up on a program with all these different supplements and pills. That's like this. I don't got to eat pills like 8 o'clock.
Well, if you have
Do
always
you love how I'm so confident when I like literally no idea what I'm
like,
talking about?
well, you're still tired, so like
I'm always tired. That was the
I don't
thing before, but now it's just I don't gain all the weight when I eat a whole ice cream cake.
Mm,
That's sort of
that
the deal.
that's kind of I'm jealous of that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. But my
Um,
tummy's sore, if it means anything.
right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
the ice
well,
cream will usually wreak some havoc.
let's make it a little more sore.
Okay,
And
so
I
let's
want
talk about this for
you
a
to
second.
do the honors. So
So
Gary,
when we were building this place, I was fueled by THC from the day
Yeah.
the morning started to the final moments before bed.
before his last breath before bed, yeah.
I was dealing with all the stress of life and building and this and that and the other thing. I was in a haze for
Yes.
about 2 months. One of the good things coming out of that haze was all the little trinkets we got. Again, the Sankara stone, the real Sankara stone
That looks like
from
a,
Indiana Jones at the Temple of Doom. Remember, she's like,
it looks
and
like
the
a
satchel goes down.
it looks like a turd / cigarette.
Clearly,
or
you've
not
never,
cigarette.
ever watched.
No, I
See, it
haven't.
even flickers. If it was dark in here,
No,
you'd
you
be able to see
can't
it.
tell.
Temple of Doom, the best Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got a Sankara stone.
Also, he got beer pong, even though he doesn't drink.
Yeah,
So
did that.
missed that.
Maggie, don't eat those. We also picked up some books. We got the sports almanac. I was showing that off earlier.
she's
from
eating it.
Back to the Future. Marge, no. She's going to choke on. You get out of there. Frank, take over. Hey, you leave that alone.
See, Gary had this great idea to set up the beer
How
pong,
about that? Double D. Coming in for the save.
and I missed a lot. So
And the money gun was another thing. There's been a lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh. Yeah, it's not going to be as fun as I thought. At least we tried.
anyway,
Okay,
we
back to
got
the
our
candy. The
$2
candy
worth.
is the main event here today, as we're going to try a little bit of this stuff and see what it's all about. You want me to open this?
Unboxing.
Do you want a close up? I can get you a close up.
Well, do you want to open it because you've had it for so long?
Okay, let's do
You
it.
open it from the paintbrush.
Oh,
so
right
the,
from his hair.
So the stick, it's kind of like a sugar.
It's Fun Dip. It's Fun Dip. Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
It's fun dip, but the stick is a paintbrush.
So that's going to be the
And
first thing we open here. Here we go.
So off camera, me and Gary decided we're gonna break it
Wishbone.
and see what. Oh my gosh, maybe you shouldn't have
Just
opened
like
that.
everything else in my life. You know, I tell this story a lot. I have a real issue with losing battles to like non-sentient things like my pants. You see these pants here? The bottoms are torn right off because I refuse to pull my leg back out and reset. I just power through it to show the pants who's boss.
Oh yeah.
I tear holes in that and tear holes into my socks like that. I don't lose to anything that is not alive.
It's already broken. I did this part.
There's your,
Look,
yeah.
it's a paintbrush.
Oh, I feel like we got ripped off, bro.
Well, okay. Can we taste it without the candy
Yeah.
first? Just give it
Here,
a
cheers.
little suck. Oh, you bit it. I'm just sucking on it.
Tastes just like the Fun Dip.
I'm gonna break my tooth.
Yeah, not good.
Thank God we know a dentist.
Shout out to Dr. Hausman Associates. The big tooth on second half. The reason this is called the Tooth Booth right there made a
Okay.
very generous donation. We love him very, very much.
I hate green apples, so can we start with that flavor?
Yeah, I think we're in a real issue here. I
Oh,
don't
you
think the dipstick is going to fit.
You messed it up
Yeah,
already.
I told you. This is my life. This is what I have to power through a lot of things.
Okay, so
I
oh,
don't feel good about it.
I'm just gonna open all of them. Hopefully.
There's no way this is going to go bad. I feel like this is going to be
Perfect.
totally safe and good.
Well. Okay.
Here
So
we go. Do you remember Fun Dip? Like, I feel like I'm
I
talking
do.
to a
I,
wall.
I do.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's
Yeah.
really good stuff.
Just, I do know Fun Dip,
Half
but
my
this is
childhood
way more
was
fun.
Dip, man.
I wonder if this also tastes like that. Okay, so
How are we going to dip?
you get it wet. We can share saliva. It's fine.
Here we go.
Pick
So
that
this is
up.
green apple. Not much to it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Cool.
You know what? Network Ryan's gonna hate this episode because he
He does
hates
not like
people eating
Eating
on.
on, which is very professional. Sometimes we go professional, sometimes not so much.
Not today.
Interesting,
green
that
apple.
Blue raspberry.
Okay, blue raspberry is my favorite. I don't know
yeah.
who else loves blue raspberry, but I took a healthy helping. Mmm.
Logging it. And now,
Strawberry.
strawberry. Oh, bro.
Okay, so what's your favorite flavor?
Blue raspberry.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't tried this one yet, but
Yeah.
you put the whole thing in your mouth?
Yeah, my thing, the stick's so small. It was such a good representative of me as a whole.
That's what she said.
This
Okay,
tiny little thing.
I'm gonna take one more bite of this, and then I'm gonna pull this aside. I'm gonna eat the rest.
Yeah,
of
we'll
the sugar
save that.
later.
That's going to be good. There we go.
But you don't have a stick anymore.
Okay, what else we got?
Mm.
As we continue tasting candy with our good friend Brooksie here on your show.
Yep. So this is where it gets really weird.
Okay, let's get weird. Man, I watched Workaholics, the greatest show in the history of TV.
Yeah.
It's back on my TV in the ski chalet there on Channel 14, and I was so pumped after watch 2 episodes. Still, the greatest show I've ever seen in my life. If you've never seen Workaholics before, you gotta watch it. It's so good.
Can I watch it on Netflix?
I don't know about Netflix. One
Actually,
of those things.
I have a-
Durs and Anders and Blake
I have a
and their
box.
drug dealer.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that out loud. It's kind
What?
of illegal, but
Well,
the
no,
box
I
have.
talked over you. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
Nothing but legal streaming is what we do. But I
Yes.
highly suggest checking out Workaholics. Very, very good.
So we have 3 different kinds of candies here to try. The first one Gary's holding is
Here.
um
Switch that double D. Let's get a little bit over here.
yeah, it's a pickle flavor.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's a little pickle. And
Yeah. Which that
Again,
one
the innuendos today are just so on top of it.
yeah, and then
Tiny little pickle.
to match with the tiny little pickle, we have an Oscar Mayer wiener.
Tiny little hot
A
dog.
little
Again, the innuendos. Going from the dipsticks to the
Tiny little
pickles to the
hot
hot dog. Did you plan
hot
this?
dog. No, but
This
this
is
one's
very inappropriate
this
without
one's-
it being inappropriate.
this one's not that inappropriate. It's just
Okay.
a mac and cheese.
So that's literally like a KD mac and cheese.
Yeah, it's a little nude.
All right.
Dull.
See? She's
Anyway,
trying.
This is a great Thursday.
Okay, which one do we want to go with first?
Well, I could hear everyone screaming at us.
Hold on. All 2 viewers right now are screaming. Hi,
Yeah.
Mom. Hi, Dad.
They're
Love them so much.
screaming, try the pickle. Am I
Pickle
right?
first.
Am I right?
Okay.
Am I right? Okay, that's what I'm guessing.
Hey,
Sorry
look,
if I was
there's your
wrong.
show. Ooh, Pulse Power with Aiden. By the way, Thursday is the day where we drop a brand new episode of the All Out of Angst podcast. And we had another very, very good one with Uncle Mike and his all natural products and Matt from All the Bands. So a new episode dropping today. Audio only. You can get it anywhere you find your audio shows, be it the Spotifys or the Apples or the Amazons. They're all there, everywhere. You can just Google it, too. It shows up. It's very cool. We also have a Dude podcast that's going to drop at some point, maybe today, as Coach Mazer and I have some more new stuff coming out. It's always so much fun. We're actually trying to get this girl on with us for the next one, which is going to be very exciting because Dude podcast is the most outrageous show that we have here on the network because it just goes everywhere all the time, nonstop. Did you try?
Yeah, I can't wait. I smelt it.
And?
You want to delt it?
Don't be gross. Bro.
Sorry. Smell it.
Oh, it smells good.
Yeah, I was kind of, I don't know.
Mm.
Okay, but you have to take the first bite and then give me the other half. Oh, I'm just, ew. Does it taste like a pickle?
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope.
Oh.
It tastes like the color green.
Network Ryan.
Mm.
We're thinking about you every bite we
Again,
take.
if you are listening to this in the audio-only version, we apologize. It's a lot more entertaining watching us chew instead of just listening because chewing is disgusting. What do you call that? What kind of flavor is that?
Disgusting.
Okay. So we're 0 for 1. That is the Clausen pickle.
Next time I'm not taking that big of a bite.
You take the first one this time. I'll
We're doing
I'll
the,
suffer. The hot dog?
the hog dog.
We'll do a quick reset. Hey, there you are. Hanging out on your show, the Thursday edition. We got Brooksie. See her there, Wendy Brooks Media. You also know her from the Past Our Bedtime podcast. Oh, no way. Does it come out? It is a real hot dog. This is insane. Okay, again, being gross.
Do you want the wiener or
This is
the bun?
This is it's a family show. It has to be the same. You take a bite and I'll finish it.
Okay.
You can't take it apart.
What?
Ooh, we just edited that one. One bad pod call. I was going to say pod show.
Podcod.
One bad podcast. Tomorrow, episode 17. It's going to be a fantastic one as we just edited it. So much fun. All the love to our buddies over at SCS. You see them all over town. My dudes right there. I love our friends at Sonic Concrete Services. Okay, here we go. The hot dog.
I don't like it. I
What
don't
do we
like
got?
any of them.
Oh, it's got the mustard and ketchup and relish on it.
It tastes exactly like the pickle.
Yeah.
Like I thought maybe
Hey,
they would.
property guys. Dax on the team. Hit them up. Okay, they avoid unfair commissions. They also love nickel plumbing. This is not bad.
It doesn't taste
I'm
like
not
a
going
hot
to talk while I
dog.
chew, though. It's going to really piss
Oh,
people off. You stop.
Yeah, I don't think it tastes. It didn't taste like a pickle. It didn't taste like a hot dog. So far, the best one was the Bob.
Bro, I just got it. I
What?
just got fruit roll up.
fruit roll
That
up.
thing's a fruit roll up.
I feel like I'm gonna fruit roll up and roll out of
Beat
here.
your ass. Fruit roll up on you and beat you.
Okay, this
Did
is
you ever do the fruit roll up on the finger and then you did?
no,
That was a sweet
no,
move.
I don't like it.
I went from doing that, and then I started doing this all of my fruit stacks. Once I saw Pat Borders, former back catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, and the biggest wad of chew you ever seen in your life. So I'd take fruit roll-ups, roll up into a big ball, toss it in, then head on to school. Then I'd take fruit snacks and throw them in. You okay? What happened here?
It smells so bad. Gary, that one smells so bad. I almost threw up.
Okay, you're just in your head, bro.
No, I can't. That one's gonna taste like grossness. I know it does. I can't even.
Mm-mm.
Let me try like a little. You're so. No.
It's good. It's so good. Oh,
No.
anything? You're such a wuss. What if we were actually eating like real like Fear Factor foods?
Like cockroaches?
Yeah.
Okay, that
All
was
that stuff.
disgusting. Okay. Now we tried it. We finally did it.
And let's get your review.
I don't want that. You can have the rest
Let's
of
get your review. Watch this move. Let's get your review on the candy review show that we just started.
that.
If you have a candy business that you'd like to
Review your
have
candy with us.
reviewed, let us know. Watch this. Double D. You want to get us a website? DufferinAv.com. Serving it up to you any way you like it. If you want to advertise with us, you have a big event coming up that you would like promotion for, if you want to do your own show, if you want to do the Patreon thing where you become a member of this family, you come into the studio and do all the great things, it all starts at DufferinAv.com. And I love this website, mostly
Same.
because Royal Andy made it so I can use it. And people like me who hate computers and hate complicated things, it's so easy. You just scroll down, you find what you want, and you click on it. Thank you again to Royal Anders for making sure our website is right up there. You ready for my trick shot now? All
Yeah.
right, here we go.
So you said a review. I just want to say all of those other gummies were disgusting. And Bob Ross kicks butt.
I'll shoot to that
Oh my God, you caught it.
on camera.
It's
You know,
so
we did a
good.
podcast where I spent like probably about 3 minutes throwing candies at Maze. And I couldn't hit him once here. And we had guys over here launching them, and he was catching all of them. He's so good. He's very good at two things, he says. One is making lists, and two is catching stuff in his mouth.
Wow.
If we're going to have two talents, those are pretty high up on the list, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm out of breath from that. Take us
I
home,
just-
Brooksie.
Okay. Anyway, I do never want to eat any of these old candies in your
Mailbox?
mailbox again. If you are watching this and you'd like to try one of these candies, let us know.
Ooh, we can mail them to you.
We'll
We start
mail 'em to
mailing. So
you.
you were saying you want to
There's
put a prize
lots.
package together. We should do a prize.
The
thing.
prize package of mac and cheese, Oscar Mayer wiener gummies, and pickle gummies. But we have no more Bob Ross, so you're gonna have to order that one wherever
You can
Gary
send him
orders
the
stuff.
open one. You can have a partially sucked
what-
on paintbrush from Brooksie.
No, I'm definitely eating all this.
Okay, never mind.
It's so good.
Past our bedtime. How'd it go?
Yes, our podcast, Past Our Bedtime,
Mhm.
is coming out hopefully this Sunday. Sometimes I miss Sunday and I release it on Monday. So if you don't see it on Sunday, it will be there on Monday.
Do
But
people, I know it's important to stick to those scheduled release dates, but when you're just getting started, it's okay if you miss a little here and there, right?
yeah, and like most of the people watching are like people we know, so
Hi,
they're
Mom. Hi, Dad.
yeah, exactly.
Legit.
So they see that we post when we post on our personal Instagrams, or we also have a TikTok. So
Yeah, TikTok don't stop.
the only place where we might be disappointing people is here because it does say on our little ad every Sunday. Sorry,
Bro,
everyone.
it's all good.
But I mean, yeah.
We're growing up. We're learning.
So our
We're all
next-
learning together.
Yeah, our next one we're doing is about school.
Oh,
And-
back to school.
Yeah, back to school.
Back to school. Remember that song? To prove to Mom I'm not a or Dad. Prove to Dad I'm not a fool.
No, I don't know that song.
Are you kidding me? You ever
No.
seen a little movie called Billy Madison, bro?
No, bro. I haven't. Anyway, yeah, so it's back to school. We talk about that. We talk about our funny back to school stories. And,
Hold on. Do you have any funny ones?
well, I don't have a funny one, but I have like a motivational speaker one that will take away most of our podcast if I say it now, but I can say it if you want.
No, we'll save it for tomorrow.
It's,
You guys are going to be here tomorrow. Don't
Good.
waste it. Don't waste the good stuff, is what they say.
well, like, yeah. It's just my story. It's not Cora's story, too. So, like,
I feel like you really want to tell it now.
I'm going to tell it.
All right, I had a feeling.
This
Go ahead,
is
take it
this
away.
this is the most motivational thing that has ever happened to me in my life and might have changed my whole life
Prove it.
forever. So when I went to university at the U of R,
Go Cougars.
you go to
JK, go Huskies all day.
you go to an orientation, and there's usually like some kind of like motivational keynote speaker. And there was a guy there. I don't remember his name. I
Was
feel
his
so
name
bad.
Matt Foley?
I don't know his name. I just said he wrote a book and he could do a backflip.
Did he live in a van down by the river?
No,
Is he friends with Bill Shakespeare?
no, I don't
Because
know.
all he's doing is using those papers to roll doobies.
Oh my god.
Matt Foley lived in a van down by the river.
I
Chris
don't know who
Farley,
that
bro. Come
is.
on.
I don't know names. Actually, I probably do if you show me a
It's one
photo.
of the most epic skits in the history of Saturday Night Live.
Oh, no,
He
that's
comes in,
why
he's
I
got the
don't know.
glasses and the suit, and he's doing this, and then he falls on the table.
Anyway,
you know,
no. Anyway, he's a
amounted-
keynote speaker.
He doesn't amount to jack squat.
He's pretty cool. Anyway,
Not Matt Foley.
so we split off into groups, and you go like half the people and half the people. So it's like 100 kids and 100 kids, or kids, adults, I guess, because you're in university. And you go and sit down, and this guy was giving this big speech about how you have to try like 110% in everything you do in life. And
This is the guy who did the backflip?
yes. And so he's saying like when you're going through school to give 110% so that like you're getting as much as out of it as you can because you're like paying so much to be there, and like that's like if that's the career you want, you have to remember all these things. And so he decided to ask for a volunteer to come on stage.
Oh no, Brooks, you didn't.
And I raised my hand.
No, why?
Well, because I'm just like that.
You're so outgoing.
Well, then I was. I'm not very much now. But anyway, I raised my hand and he chose me and I went on stage. And
Hold on,
he's
how many people raised their hands?
like a lot of people. Like
Okay.
there's like 100 people, probably like at least 50%.
Really?
I think
And
so.
You got chosen.
But I was right in the front and I was
Ah.
like really, you know,
Were you doing
this big
that?
smile was probably
were,
like,
were you like Stacy from Wayne's World? Hi, Wayne.
I was like,
Hi.
pick me.
Buy him a gun rack?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Anyway.
okay. Sorry, I'm really
um,
peppering you with a lot of jokes. So
I
keep going. You're
know.
doing great. You're
Keep
doing
going.
great. Keep going.
So then I go up there and he's like, "So are you ready to break an arrow with your neck?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "That's what you're gonna do today. You're gonna give 110%, and I'm gonna show you that you can break a full bow and arrow with your neck." And I was like, "Okay." So this guy takes a bow and arrow, like a wooden with
Okay, it's not a bow and arrow. It's just an arrow.
sorry, an arrow from a bow and arrow.
Comes from a quiver.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and it has a little metal thing on the bottom.
That is
all
called
wood,
the tip.
whatever. So he puts it right in this like hole in my neck, and
Like
he's
with the sharp part?
the sharp part in my
What
neck.
the hell?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Okay.
And he's like, you need to give 110% and step into this arrow as hard as you can.
No.
And if you don't do that, the arrow's not gonna break, and you're really gonna hurt yourself. But if you do it 110%, then it will shatter into a million pieces, and like that's like what I'm trying to teach everyone. I was like, okay. Then he like goes and he's like pulls out safety glasses and he's like, oh, and then he's like, just kidding, these are for me. And then he like goes and like pulls out like a towel and he's like, here, I'm gonna put this like right by your neck. And he's like, actually no, I'm gonna use it for my hand, and then put it on his hand. And so I'm standing there with this arrow to my throat and everyone's like, oh, like, oh my goodness. Then he's like, okay, when I count to 3, you're gonna step into it and I'm gonna push it into your neck. And he counted down. And
what was going through your head when he was counting down?
in my head, I was so scared because
Like,
in
did you
front of
think you were going to die? I would think I was going to die there.
yeah, well, I actually
This is how I'm going
I
out.
was more worried about embarrassing myself in front of all like 200 and some or 100 and some
yeah.
people.
And this was like welcome week. Like this was right out
The
the
very first day, yeah.
So you're making an impression on the very first day as the
Yes.
person who's going to die being stabbed in the throat by an
Yes.
arrow.
So then I was so nervous. I didn't want to embarrass myself, but I did it. When he counted to 3, I stepped in as hard as I could, gave 110%, and it shattered. It broke in pieces. It was the craziest thing. Everyone cheered and was like, "Oh my God." And then he let me keep it. I still have it somewhere in my house, but that's not actually where I think it changed my life. Where this guy changed my life is after this thing, he took me on stage to like motivational spoke to us about giving 110% and then made me do it. At the end of his talk, he had a book that he's written and he said, "Who wants a copy of my book?" And he was holding it like this and
It's
he's
a
like,
great book. Buy that book.
yeah, this book's good.
Yeah.
He's like, "Who wants a copy of my book?" And everyone's raising their hand, yelling.
There
"Who
had to be
wants a
one
copy of
guy
my
that
book?"
was like, reading's lame, bro.
Yeah, and everyone's like jumping up and down, blah blah blah. And he's like, "Who?" And he wouldn't stop saying it. So eventually, I walked up to him. I was already sitting down at this point, and I walked up the stairs, and I went to go pretend to grab it, and he just stared at me, and I got nervous, and I was like, "Just kidding," and I like kind of walked away, and then he said, "Who wants a copy of this book?" And somebody from the very back of the room
Ran up.
walked all the way up, just grabbed it from him, turned around, and walked away. And then he's like, "And that's what you get. That's how you take what you want in life and do 110% of what you want." And after that, I was like, why didn't I do it? I would have been like the coolest person there if I would have walked up and grabbed it right after I got an arrow in my neck.
I want to
Oh,
know,
anyway,
after hearing all that, where can I get one of those fake breakable arrows that he used?
it wasn't fake. It was real. And then
Bro.
I talked to the girl that did it in the other
I
half.
can't roll my eyes hard enough. You did it.
I talked to the girl that did it in the other half, and she didn't break hers. Hers was broken, but it didn't like snap in half like mine.
Fake arrows,
It
fake
was an
news.
arrow. I'll do it with you here on the show.
All right,
I will.
I'll die here. I've had a good life. What a way to go out.
You're
Arrow
gonna do
in
it,
the-
or you want me to do it?
No, I'll get stabbed. I'll show you how fake those. You know what I'll do? I'll
No,
go like
but
this.
you have to give 110%, Gary.
Dude, that's the only gear I have.
Anyways, it was real. It was a real arrow.
On that note, Double D, what do you say we get the Frankie's fingers and head our way out of here today?
Anyway, do you think that at all that made you want to try it 110% and
No.
take what you want?
No,
in
all I
life?
could think about was Matt Foley.
And the whole time he was saying like, you just need to take like what you want in life, because if you don't, somebody else will.
Yeah, okay, sure. But at the same, like you're opening up a big can of worms here. If you just go and take whatever you want, you'll end up like the spoiled little kids that think everything's theirs.
No, that's not the thing. But like,
I know, but that's how it's
let's
coming
say,
off, is what I'm saying.
Like, this is an example. Like when I see donuts out and I start questioning myself, should I take those? Like, should I take one?
Hold on, better example. Cookies over in the corner right now.
Cookie. Well, that's different because anyone can take those. But like if you're at an event
And you're not supposed to.
and there's cookies out and there's only a few amount of cookies and a few, like a bunch of people, I would start questioning like, should I leave it to like let somebody else have it? But in reality, I can just have a cookie because I want it, and then who even knows if all those cookies are going to be gone at the end anyway?
I had a very similar experience at the Fat Tito draft we had on Sunday over at the Cave. Shout out to George and the team at the Cave, always putting on great events. They rolled out all the pizza and they rolled out all the food, and I was fasting all day, so I was about to break my fast at 8:30. And I walked right up and walked right past it, looked, sniffed, and noticed no one else had gone yet. And I went back, sat down, and then George got up and went, and I went right behind him. I didn't have the balls to do it. So you're right.
You should
But
have
the
did
second
it.
the boss went in, I was right behind him, and I ate 10 pieces that night.
Yeah, I like
The
that.
best
There's a
pizza.
lot of things that I think about that, whether that's taking a
All
good
right.
spot or whatever.
Yeah, I feel you.
I just
Thank you to CTV's Matt Young, as well as Jimmy, aka Double D, or the other half of the Double Dragon. Thank you to Brooksie. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, that's fine.
You did a great job today.
I'm gonna
Uh,
go home and eat all this candy.
Very jealous. The Mike over at Pep Line on 8th Street. So great to see you, brother. It was such a good time, and Maggie's latest adventure will be going on. When do you think that video will pop up? We also have another cool video, promo video you did.
Yeah, I posted the promo video today, and I'm
Nice.
hoping tomorrow, Maggie, or sometime this weekend.
Perfect. So be on the lookout for that. Until then, remember, karma is very, very real. Start doing good things, and you'll notice they'll start happening to you, and that's how we make the world a better place, and that's how we get out and enjoy life again, all right? It's very simple. So keep that in mind. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. We'll be back tomorrow with the Pastor Bedtime Podcast Girls for the final show of the week at 4 p.m. Have a great rest of your Thursday night. Say bye, Brooksie.
Bye.